What's going on, football fans? It's time once again for another rendition of the Pound for Pound. I'm your host, J.R. Clark, and today we're talking about week one of the NFL season. It's finally here, folks. The long-awaited drought of real NFL football is over. This week, the Atlanta Falcons take on the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. for those who weren't aware. So I want to try to see if I can maybe break down some of what you might expect to see in this game, or things that we need to watch for, look out for, things that have caught my interest. So let's just jump right into it. The Chicago Bears the last couple of years haven't really been that formidable of a team. I mean, they're still NFL players, they're still professionals, they still get paid to play this game, but they've been on the lower tier, of the pecking order. So right off the bat, you think to yourself, "Oh, this is going to be an easy win, an easy victory." And not so much. I mean, they still have a really good offensive line that protects their quarterback very well. They have a real good stout front seven. You remember a few years ago they signed Jarrell Freeman and Danny Trevathan. I know Falcons fans were wanting Trevathan here in Atlanta for sure. So, they've got some, a couple good linebackers. I don't know much about their cornerback situation, to be completely honest. So, I think, I wish I could remember the guy's name. Anyway, I'm not even going to make myself look too foolish on that. But, they got a couple decent pass rushers. Georgia fans will recognize Leonard Floyd from, a few years ago from the Bulldogs. So, he's the guy to look out for on one side, and then you got Willie Young on the other side. So those are, decent pass rushers. They can certainly, get after the quarterback if if our guys aren't on, aren't on their game. I think we should have, decent success running the ball with our outside zone scheme. Our O-line guys are real good, and we'll have, Devontae back for that game. He's been cleared, and he's practicing, so is Tevin Coleman. So we shouldn't have any drawbacks there. As a matter of fact, the injury report came out today, and the only people that were on it were Brian Hill and Teron Ward, I believe. Oh yeah, and DeMonte Casey. So no real big names on our side on injured reserve, or not injured reserve. The injury report. So that's good. Everybody's healthy. It's week one, so that's always a good way to start it. We came out of the preseason maybe 0-4, but we came out healthy, and I think that's more important than winning a preseason game. So as far as their offense, what we need to worry about, I guess, is they got a pretty decent duo at running back. Some of you may know the lead back in Jordan Howard, I believe is his name. I know his last name's Howard. I could be wrong on his first name. But it's Jay Howard. He had 1,300 yards last year. And a lot of those yards came after contact. So our guys are going to have to be really on their P's and Q's about tackling this dude. He doesn't go down easy. He's a load. And then they got this young player, this rookie, I've seen flash in the preseason. His last name's Cohen. He's more of your, scat back, smaller, slight of frame, probably 180 something pounds. But you get him out in open space, and he looked real good in the preseason. I mean, I know our guys are super fast, and if they start over pursuing, there's a potential that he might get open, might break one off. So. They're not without players. I know we like to think that they're going to be just a pushover, but, they got a, former 7th overall pick in Kevin White, who, has had 2 injury-plagued seasons. So this is almost like a rookie season for him, as far as, production goes, or, like experience. So, he's when he was at West Virginia, he was a formidable wide receiver, so that's something we got to look out for. If they get that run game going, Mike Glennon's a good play-action pass quarterback. So, if we can't get lulled to sleep, I guess you could say, with run, and then forget about the pass. So, but you do have obviously Mike Glennon as the starting quarterback. He doesn't really scare you too much. I mean, especially being a Falcon. I think he came in one year as a starter for Tampa Bay and beat us, but that's when our team was kind of, pretty much crap. So I'm not even going to give him real big kudos for that because our defense is completely different now. But today during the press conferences or whatever at Flowery Branch, Matt Ryan said something that was kind of an interesting tidbit, talking about going back and looking at his notes from coaches that he's played against before, and he's played John Fox when he was the head coach at Carolina. So that, I thought that was a pretty interesting tidbit that he goes back and reads about coaches and teams that he's faced. So I'm not too worried about our offense. Should be okay, should be fine as long as the O-line keeps Matt Ryan clean. I can't see the Chicago Bears being able to keep up offensively. So that's the one big threat there. That's the one big thing that we got to worry about is keeping Matt Ryan upright. If we keep Matt Ryan upright and we get the run game going early, I don't think they have much of a chance against us, really. I just don't want y'all to get overconfident, so to speak, because they do have some some good players on that team, and they do have a pretty stout defense at times. So with it being the first game, everybody's still pretty fresh. So don't get too crazy if the score ain't 82-0, because this ain't college. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are pros. So yeah, I think the keys to the game are going to be to keep Matt Ryan upright and try to get the run game going. You got to remember this is going to be Sarkisian's first time and Manuel's first time calling a full game with the team. With the full starters out there on the field from start to finish. So it'll be interesting to see how he works in his tight ends, how the game flow goes for him as far as Sarkisian goes. And it'd be interesting to see how these defensive line packages roll out, especially now with Hagman gone and off the team. Talked about Upshaw being a guy to pick up the slack there, which I think is good. Upshaw did a real good job last year settling into that three technique type role, that defensive tackle role. I think it's more suited for him. I always thought it was odd that he was a outside linebacker at in Baltimore. So anyway, but that's my keys to the game is stop their run. If you can stop their run and put it all on Glennon, then you got a real good chance. I think our cornerbacks match up real well against their wide receivers, with their top receiver being gone on IR from Cameron Meredith. They don't have Alshon Jeffrey no more, so it's Kevin White and a handful of no-name guys. So, first and foremost, we have to stop the run. If we stop the run, I think we win this game. So that's what I got for you guys. I think Toby will probably be doing a recap. Like I said before, like, share, comment. We love seeing all that stuff. We got a Facebook group up now if you want to go, join that over there. My wife will be, posting stuff there and trying to build that community. So, go over there and check that out. But as always, Falcons fans, rise up and let's talk about a W, all right? Peace.